Desiree, thank you for the time today. Your
Thank
last
you.
your last fight with Melissa, you had a very hyped up fight going into that Combate Americas pay-per-view. How frustrated were you that it ended up being a split decision?
I was very frustrated, but at the end of the day, that's my fault, right? I shouldn't have ever left it to the judges. And it's kind of, lesson learned. If it's going to be a close fight, you need to either go out there and give it all you got to finish it, or you need to make it an absolute, like, for sure win all 3 rounds. Like, judges can't say the other person did it. So my fault, completely my fault. I know it's controversial. Everyone says I won, or some people say I lost. But at the end of the day, like, yes, I was mad and very frustrated and kind of stormed off the stage after she got her hand raised. But I should have just, been prideful and honored that I even got that opportunity. And my fault. I shouldn't have left it to the judges. Never will happen again.
So are you looking to make a statement then in your Bellator debut and prove something?
Absolutely. I know Vita's very tough. She's been doing this longer than I have. She's been with Bellator forever. She's very, very hard. She's been hit with the hammer. You know what I mean? She's a hard opponent. And but I've been like training all year. I've had like 3 fights cancel on me this year. So I'm just ready. I've been ready since like March when my rematch was supposed to happen. So I've learned a lot. I think I'm a completely different fighter than I was last year when I, lost to Melissa. So I'm just kind of excited to see where I am. And I know everyone thinks it's going to be a banger, which it is going to probably be a banger, but I just want to be more technical than I ever have been in any other fight. So I'm just excited to see where my skill is for this one.
Connor?
Hey, Desiree, how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for asking. And, coming off that Combate fight as well, how much does this kind of feel like a fresh start, considering it is a new weight class for you and also your Bellator debut?
Oh, it's like, people ask me all the time about the Melissa fight, and I'm like, that was old news. Like, I'm here doing bigger and better things, new weight class, with one of the biggest promotions in the world. What more could I ask for? Yeah, that loss sucked, but here I am. It's like new chapter, and I'm so ready for it.
Yeah. How tough was that cut to 115? Is that what ultimately kind of led to the change?
Yeah, like, man, I don't even feel like I'm about to cut weight. Like, besides like all the media and like being here quarantined, like it kind of just doesn't even feel like I'm about to even really fight. It's like almost like I get to just go have fun now, and I haven't had to worry about my weight at all. It's been just top notch this whole camp. I mean, I'm never going back to 115. I don't even know how I made it. Like looking back at it, I'm like, gosh, I really was like cutting into my like strength and cutting into my energy. I was moving around with my coach yesterday and he even said like, you just feel different, like physically. And I'm like, yeah, I feel different. And it helps mentally knowing that you just have more energy and strength going into the fight, not having to cut into muscle and energy like that, so definitely very exciting.
Donna?
Hey, Desiree, you mentioned there that a couple of fights have been called off because of the coronavirus pandemic. Did you have any apprehensions about going in and fighting during the current state of the world?
I was obviously supposed to fight for Combate again. The rematch was supposed to happen with Melissa, and it once the pandemic happened, that was immediately canceled. And then Combate was doing their best they could to try to get me going again, but things just kept happening. COVID, tests were positive up the roof in a bunch of different states, and I guess they just made it a better decision to like not go on with the fights. So it was very frustrating. Honestly, I didn't even think that I was going to be able to fight this year. And my coaches pulled through, my managers pulled through, and here I am with Bellator now. I was expecting to get with Bellator eventually, but I didn't think it was going to be this soon. So I'm just super honored to be here.
How have you found life in the bubble so far?
It was kind of crazy being quarantined like that. I was actually kind of going crazy. I was like talking to myself and laughing at myself. But that's like the fun of it, right? You got to just kind of have fun with yourself. And if you can't be alone and have fun with you, then that's not good. So I was just enjoying it a little bit. Usually I'm like always around my like cornermen and, things like that. And it's always like fight talk or this and that. And it was kind of nice just being there quiet, watching shows and just being goofy with me. So it was kind of nice. Surprisingly.
Ben?
Hi, Desiree. Your win against Paulina Vargas has just over 1.7 million views on YouTube. How does it feel to have like that much of an audience watching you win?
very crazy. I really didn't even know until someone had like asked me about that fight, and I was like, oh yeah, it's on YouTube. And I was like, I kind of want to go watch it. And I looked and I was like, whoa, there's over 1 million views. Like, why? I'm like, it's crazy. I didn't, I mean, I know her ankle broke and she was so sweet. She was literally like one of my favorite opponents I've ever fought. And that we had like an English like language barrier. I couldn't speak to her. She couldn't speak to me, but it was like so much love. And I'm like, I'm so sorry I broke your ankle, like just that kind of thing. But she was tough, man. That was a tough fight. And I think we definitely put on a show. I think that's why I got the opportunity to fight for the belt, just because it was exciting. I didn't think Combate thought I was going to come out there like that with her, because she's a very good boxer. She comes from, a very big gym in Mexico. So I'm just honored that I even got that many views. And I think a lot has to do with me breaking her ankle, but but it's still really exciting that I'm on YouTube like that. That's really crazy to me.
And it's you're in a new promotion now, new weight class. What are your plans? Do you have any long-term goals, or is there any names on the roster that tickle your fancy right now?
Honestly, I mean, I think every fighter's goal is to get to the gold, right? I want that belt just like anybody. I know I need to work my way up to it, and that's exactly what I hope and plan to do. I'm just going to give everything I got on Thursday and then just see where that takes me from there. But I'm here to stay. I hope Bellator doesn't get rid of me. I know I'm an exciting fighter, and win or lose on Thursday, I'm going to put on a show regardless. I'm going to go out there and do whatever I need to do to get my hand raised. And if it doesn't happen that way, then, I know it's a fight and things don't always go your way, but it's going to be a hard win for Vita either way. So I'm just excited to go out there and put on a show regardless. I think me and her are going to probably be like fight of the night, like one of the fight of the nights. Like, it's going to be exciting. And we're chicks, right? We're so competitive. Like, chicks are so mean, you know what I mean? So it's just going to be fun. It's going to be a fun fight.
Two-door.
Hi, Desiree. What were you doing when you received the news that you are going to debut in Bellator?
I cried like a baby. I cried a lot. I wasn't expecting it. Like I said, I didn't really think that I was going to be able to even fight this year. I had so many fights like fall out on me and cancel and all that stuff. And it was just very frustrating. And I don't know. I just kind of let my emotions get the best of me and was mad a little bit about not being able to fight. And then, like I said, my managers pulled through and got me with this amazing promotion that honestly, this is where I wanted to end up at the end of my career anyways. So just the fact that I'm here so early in my career is just, I cried a lot, and I'm just so happy to be here. It's just really, really honoring.
Your next opponent is a Bellator veteran. What do you expect from her?
Oh, I expect a lot from her. I know she's tough. Like I said, she's been hit with a hammer and she doesn't fall down easily. So I know that, it's going to take a lot to get that win. But we have a plan, you know what I mean? And we just need to be better than her. We need to be one step ahead of her. But we can't really fall in her game, you know what I mean? She likes to brawl. I like to brawl too, but I need to start being more technical. Brawling doesn't always get you those wins, and I want to be able to spell my name when I'm 50, so I don't really want to get hit 1,000 times in the face like that anymore. So I do want to put on a show, though, so I'm still going to make it very interesting, but I just need to be one step ahead of her. And but I respect her skill so much. Actually, when I found out I was fighting her, I cried even more because I was just so like, wow, like they really think that I can, like, you know what I mean? They think I'm ready for this, and I am ready for it. So it's a blessing, man. I'm just so happy to be here, so happy to fight and share the cage with someone like Vita. I have nothing but respect for her, but on Thursday night, we're going at it.
We'll take a few more here. Ben?
Hey, Desiree. Welcome to Bellator.
Thank you.
So you said earlier that you've sort of been imagining that you'd eventually end up with Bellator somewhere down the line. What is it about the promotion that appeals to you so much as opposed to some of the others on the market?
I don't know. I've just been, I obviously watch a lot of promotions, a lot of fights and stuff, and I just kind of see how Bellator fighters, talk about this promotion. We get to have sponsors, and we get, if you keep winning and get your name up there, you can get some pretty big sponsors to pay you regularly. And at the end of the day, it's about money, right? But also, like, for me, it's about, like, being comfortable. And already just being here like a few days, like I can tell that Bellator is just very close, like knit family. That not like, I don't know, you can tell they don't favor anybody. They're just so helpful. And I kind of knew that about them. Like, I have a few friends who fight for Bellator, so just kind of I don't know, just kind of wanted to go that way. Just for me, I think, you know, I can be marketable for a lot of like sponsors, a lot of businesses. So I didn't really want to get rid of the whole not having, you know, I didn't want to not have sponsors. I have a lot of people who've supported me my whole career, and I just can't imagine like not having their logo, you know what I mean, on me and supporting them like they support me. So I just wanted to be somewhere where I could still get the sponsors and still get the love, the good energy and all that stuff. And I knew Bellator was the right way to go.
And just one more for me. Of course, you're going to be stepping up a weight class and making your debut against one of the more established flyweights in Bellator and Vita, a former title challenger. Do you think that strong performance and a big win could catapult you right into the title picture?
I mean, I hope so, right? But I know there's been a lot of other flyweights here with Bellator who've been working their tail off to get to that belt as well. So I'm not here to step on toes. I'm not here to like, you know, I'm not that kind of fighter. I'm really not. I don't talk crap. I don't do that. But I do believe in myself, and I have confidence, and I know that eventually that I can get there. I've gotten there before. I've gotten that title opportunity before in a different promotion. I know I can do that here too. I just got to work my way up to there. But I know beating Vita on Thursday would open up a lot of doors for me for sure. Whether that's for sponsors, whether that's just, I mean, anything. Opportunities are endless. That's why beating her on Thursday night is so important to me. But anything can happen. But I definitely am ready for anything for sure.
Luis Morales.
Hi, I'm Luis from MMA Pit. We talked with you before your scheduled second fight with Melissa Martinez. Now we see you in Bellator. Do you still want the fight with Melissa?
I'm sorry?
He's asking if you still want the fight with her.
Do you still want to fight with Melissa?
Old news. You know, I did. Trust me, I really did. When the fight got canceled in March, I was devastated. I was so devastated. I think I was 2 weeks out of the fight when they called me and told me it was canceled. I had already had like my medicals in. I was already getting ready to like weight cut because at that time I had a lot of weight to like lose. So I was just ready. I never felt so prepared for a fight at that time, and I was ready. I wanted that win. I wanted that belt. I thought it was mine. I thought I deserved it. So yeah, at the time I was devastated, very devastated. But now, I mean, first of all, I'm never going back to 115 again after feeling the way I feel now and what I felt then. But now I'm on a bigger and better. Now the ultimate goal is that Bellator belt for sure.
Our final question comes from the line of Steve Join. Go ahead, Steve.
Just one more from me, Des. I know you talked about being able to have sponsors in Bellator, and you've got a lot of awesome ink tattooed on you. So who does your tats, and have they offered to sponsor you?
No, you know what? I have not had one. Okay, I actually had Urban Tattoos out of Dallas or Arlington. Sorry, Urban Tattoo out of Arlington. They sponsored me one fight, but no others. Like, you know, I kind of want like a tattoo shop. If anybody's watching, I want a tattoo shop to just like sponsor me regularly, whether that's like free ink or whatever. I am such a like connoisseur on like promoting art. Like I want like all this stuff on my body is usually like the artist idea. I don't go in there and be like, I want this exactly. I want this exactly. I'll be like, I kind of want this, do whatever you want, however you want to do it. So I promote art so much. Obviously I'm like a canvas for it. So if anybody's watching, I would love a tattoo sponsor to sponsor me regularly. I got you if you got me.
All right. Thank you so much for the time, Desiree. Good luck this week.
Thank you. Thank you so much.